So we will begin standing, feet about one leg's length apart, although you could take them a little wider if that feels okay for you. Outer edges of the feet parallel. As hands find the hips, just give them a little sway side to side. And then as you center the pelvis, level the hips, take a slow bow forward and down. Now, some days relaxing down in the center is great, so feel free to stay here. Or you can start to sway, sideways lunge to the right, so right knee bends, and then sideways lunge to the left. So just alternating or moving the stretch around the hamstrings, getting into the inner thighs. Some of us will feel this in the lower back. And then if one side feels particularly tighter than the other, pause on that side and just give it a full breath. And when you're ready, track back into center. And both hands are going to grab your right ankle or calf. As your torso sways over to the right, can you bring the hips back into the center line? And then gently extend the right arm out ahead of you, hand to the floor, and just crawl the fingertips forward. So you're binding a stretch. You could even bend into the left knee gently to intensify. Breath or two here. And then slow release of the grip of the hands. Make sure the pelvis centers, and then walk the hands over to grab the left ankle or calf. Now, same thing, the torso is going to sway over. Can you bring the hips back into the center like you're trying to bring the torso back into the center line, and then left arm hand extend out ahead. Again, you could bend into the right knee gently to intensify, but feel your breath. At the end of that next exhale, release the grip back into the center. You can leave hands on the floor, or try grabbing your big toes with middle index fingers for a bit of a grip. I like to extend my arms out ahead, kind of like a downward dog stretch, and then lean the heart backwards, neck soft. Feel all the length you've already created, and then with fingertips on the floor for support, walk the feet in and come all the way down to sit. Now, a different way to come into pigeon. So right ankle onto the left knee, bit of flexion on the right foot, and then left foot flat on the floor. Start by leaning back into your hands and just gently press the right knee away from you and see how this feels. To go deeper, you'll bring the left heel closer to the left sitting bone, maybe walk the hands in closer to the hips, and then either stay in the center or just gently rock the legs side to side, keeping the buttocks on the floor all the way through. From the center line, think about bringing your heart forward. You can stay here or switch it up for double pigeon, bend the left leg underneath you. Now you're stacking the joints, so ankle over knee and knee over ankle, like the shin bones could stack. You might stay upright, right hand to the right knee, just to encourage the top leg to soften down. Or you could actually start to fold forward and down. Or bring the hands to the floor out ahead and let your head take a bow. Remember, you can always change your mind, right? So check in with your face, so the facial muscles relaxed. Check in with your breath. Can you breathe all the way down into your tummy? When you unwind this one, ease off slowly, bring hands to the floor behind, and just windshield wiper the knees side to side a few times. It's like rinsing the hips to get ready for the other side. So left ankle to the right knee, bit of flexion on that left foot. Lean back into your hands and see how this feels, gently pressing the left knee away. To go deeper, you might walk the right heel in closer or hands in closer to hips. You can stay here or start to rock the legs side to side. Keep breathing. And then notice how this feels. So you could stay here, heart forward, or you could start to fold the bottom leg underneath you, stack the shins, ankle on knee, knee over ankle. And then as you recenter your seat, left hand to that top knee, just encouraging top knee to come down. And then if you feel like it's appropriate for you today, start to lean forward. Elbows can rest on the top leg or arms, hands extend out ahead. Let's soften around the neck again and breathe down into your tummy. And just wait until you finish off your next breath or two. Take your time. Walk it in slowly, hands to floor behind to support, rocking the knees side to side. Now, next one's got a bit of precision. So we're going to extend the right leg to the right on a diagonal, flex the foot, tuck the left foot in, and then bring your fingertips to the floor either side of your right thigh. Try to turn your torso to face that right foot. So as you create a gentle twist, you're going to begin to fold. If the left knee pops up, bring the left hand to the inner knee or inner thigh, just as an assist to anchor or ground. If you feel like the left knee is okay on its own, the left hand comes around to grab the outer edge of the right ankle or calf, and we continue to fold from here. You can grab the foot if you're going in, but try to keep your shoulders level. And as you're bowing, keep rotating the torso to the right. Now, easing up out of this one, right leg bends, right foot flat, turn into pigeon. So the hands come to the floor to the left, and then the left leg folds underneath you. If you walk that right knee back, usually that means a deeper stretch. If it's too much, walk forward. If the hips feel particularly tight, you could rock your hips ever so gently side to side. If you find that sweet spot, you sort of want to dig in, you can tuck the back toes, press your back leg straight, and then think about sinking the whole pelvis forward and down. Into the next breath, back knee comes down just to help walk you back into sit. Windshield wiper the legs. And same thing other side. So left leg to the left. Remember, there's the precision, right? So make sure both sitting bones are on the floor. Right leg bends, right heel tucks in. Then fingertips to the floor either side of left thigh. Let your torso turn gently to the left. And then begin to fold forward and down. Remember, we don't want to reach with the forehead or chin. It's more about the heart coming forward and then the whole length of the spine bowing down. So it can be a little bit or a lot. Right hand could grab the outer edge of the left ankle or calf, or maybe the foot. Shoulders level. Right knee down. Remember to breathe. So we've wrapped length around the lower back. Let's bring it up, bending the left leg foot flat to turn into pigeon. So hands come to the floor to your right. And as that right leg folds underneath, make any adjustments along the way. When you're ready to bow, you decide. Maybe you're going to sit here on the center line, maybe rock the hips gently side to side, maybe tuck the back toes and press your back leg straight, but let it feel good. Let's say exactly where you're feeling the stretch is where you're going to send your breath. As that right knee comes down, walk it back into sit. Lean back into the hands. You can always windshield wiper a couple more times. You're going to turn on your mat, legs bent, feet flat. Just make sure you've got some space behind you. Let's roll it down with control if you can manage. And when head comes down, just feel the spine settle and head heavy. When you're ready, bring your left ankle to your right knee. Flex the left foot a little and just press the knee away. And then tip the legs over and down to the right. Now the right fingertips are going to come to the left inner knee and just gently push the knee away from you so the foot's flat on the floor. And then if you don't feel a stretch, slide the legs in closer towards you and again press the left knee away. Notice how the lower back feels, so you can stay here a few more breaths or shift it into the cross-legged twist where you just slip the left ankle under the right knee and then right hand helps that left knee come over and down. Just a few deep breaths, let the shoulders relax down. Neck is soft. You can help the knees to come back into center. Cross the left knee all the way over the right, so knee over knee, and then bring the knees in towards you. So you can hug the top knee in, feels good. You might be able to grab your feet. I hold the outer edges from the tops of the feet in order to flex the feet halfway, and then the lower legs can open just towards a solid line. You might even be able to rock a little ways side to side. Remember to relax your shoulders. From the center line, squeeze the knees in, and then gently release to uncross feet to the floor. Take a moment to settle. Let's repeat on the other side. So right ankle onto the left knee, bit of flexion on that right foot. Tip the knees over and down to the left, and then using the left fingertips to gently press right knee away. See how this feels? You can slide the legs in closer to your body, but again, press the knee away. And if the lower back is happy here, you can stay here or soften into a rotation, cross-legged twist, ankle under knee. And again, the left hand is there to just ease the right knee over and down towards the floor. Try a deep breath into your chest. And helping the knees to come into center, cross knee over knee, so it's right over left knee, and then bring the knees in. Again, you can hug the knees. You could try grabbing your feet, and then lower legs can open towards a solid line. I always feel like my big toes are reaching towards my ears, if that makes sense for you. And then you can maybe rock a little ways side to side. Again, if you go in a little too deep, back off a few degrees. You want to keep it soft, keep the breath smooth. Back into the center. And then nice slow release to unwind. As you uncross, hug the knees in. Feet come down to the floor. And then step the feet out slightly wider than hip width and tip your knees over and down to the right. Now try this. As the knees tip over, they're heavy, but can you reach the left knee away from you and down? So it's like the top of the thigh is just going to get longer, knee away from you and down. And then you could crawl the left foot to another inch or two to the left. You could place your right ankle on top of your left knee. But try arms out at your sides like cactus. See how that feels? Or even bigger stretch. Reach the arms up over your head, palms face up on the floor, and just reach the fingertips away. So left knee's reaching away from you, fingertips reach away from you, and then breathe down onto your tummy. A few big ones here. Letting the arms soften. Start to unwind the legs. Knees tip up, feet flat. Straighten out the hips if they've shifted, and we'll go directly to the other side. So the knees tip over to the left. Before you adjust anything, feel the right knee reach away from you and down. And you might play with crawling the right foot to the right an inch or two or three. You might try arms out at your sides. Cactus, a bit softer, or arms extend up overhead on the floor, palms face up again. You can always add the left ankle on top of the right knee, but sometimes gravity will do all the work for you. Can you feel like you're breathing all the way down into the top of the right hip and thigh, and each exhale, knees heavy. And then we'll start to undo the arms, undo the legs, tip the knees back up to center, feet flat. Let the arms come down so hands relax on the tummy. And then any kind of free movement. You could rock the knees side to side or hug in and rock on your back from side to side. Noticing all the sensations you've created. If you like, close with reclined cobbler where the feet come down and the knees open out to the sides gently. A few deep breaths into your tummy. On those long exhales, allow yourself to soften, rest, and relax. Namaste.